you, Chairman and Commissioners. I'm Jonathan Wells. I'm an attorney out of Atlanta. I've had the privilege of representing NextEra on all of their solar projects that have been developed here in Georgia. We've got 3 that have been successfully done and completed. We've got 2 more that are under development in Albany and Quitman 1 as well. I wanted to take this time to speak to a couple different things. One is there's been a question about property ownership and that sort of thing. The application packet makes clear that Quitman 2 Solar is the applicant. They were also the property owner. County Attorney Pritchett has the deed. Transfer happened on May 5th. That is the effective date of the transfer. The application was put in on May 31st. It was reported on June 6th, but that's pretty typical, and I think the information folks are getting is from the tax assessor's website that is not always 100% accurate. It takes time for them to update their deed records. Another misconception that has gone on has to do with the decommissioning agreement, which again the county attorney has. It provides that at first $1 million is put up, and then 15 years down the road, when decommissioning becomes more and more likely because you get closer to the end, useful life of the project being over, a third party comes in and calculates the difference between the cost to remove the panels and decommission the site and the salvage value of those panels, and that amount is the amount that the bond gets adjusted to at year 15. We think that's the appropriate solution, and is consistent with other agreements that we've seen. The other thing that I want to mention is, there has been, at least in the Planning and Zoning Commission, there was a lot of discussion about the trees that were going to be harvested and the fencing that's going to occur. And the fact of the matter is, both of those things can happen now without county commissioner approval. That the property can be harvested for timber right now. Quitman 2 could do that tomorrow if it wanted to as the property owner. And so concerns about that shouldn't come into play when you're talking about this special exception permit. Similarly with fencing, this owner can fence his or her property just like any other owner of property here in Brooks County. But the fencing is only going to be around the operational areas of the site. It's not going to be a fence, one big fence around the entire property. It will only be around the operational areas. That allows the movement of animals. Other thing I want to bring up is in terms of some of the components. We've actually had a study put together, a survey put together by EMC Research. I believe you commissioners already have that. And that survey found that over 8 in 10 registered voters in Brooks County feel it's important for state and local governments to support the development of renewable energy sources in Georgia, with 61% saying it's very important. So I understand you have vocal opposition here, but that doesn't reflect the entire views of the county, whereas the survey by EMC Research does. The last thing I want to point out is just as you tick through the 6 things that actually are your considerations for granting a special exception permit. Are the streets adequate? We've shown that the streets are adequate for both for construction and for operation. Is the access into and out of the property adequate? Again, it is. We've shown that through our application. The impacts to public facilities. There's not going to be impacts because there's not impacts on schools. There's actually a net benefit to schools, additional revenue. Refuse, surface parking, and land and loading areas. Are those going to be located where they won't impact surrounding properties? Here, that sort of stuff is internal to the project. The 5th one is the hours and manner of operation. Again, normal construction hours, and then once operations start, you're just going to have some occasional visits by crews. The last one is the height, size, and location of the buildings. Are they comparable to other buildings in the area? And here they are. The solar panels are in the neighborhood of 10 to 12 feet once they're developed. Those are the criteria for granting a special exception permit. And we believe we meet all of those, and our application should be granted. Thank you.